Good morning, everyone. Come on in. We're going to talk about it this morning. That's what we're going to do. We're going to talk about it this morning. I wanted to hit on a few topics. It's one of those weekends where I had the option to go live, and I said, yes, I'm going live because I want to be here today. That's what I want to do. I want to show up, and I want to show out. That's what I want to do, guys. So come on in. Let me give you guys a couple seconds to come on in, and we'll get started with the show this morning. Right now, guys, I am in a location right now celebrating the birthday with the family. I had a celebration yesterday, guys. Yesterday was a birthday day for me as well as um, a promotion day. I didn't tell you guys, but I received another promotion at the company that I work for, and we're continuing to do big things. We are continuing to do big things. We are climbing the ladder, guys. That's what we're doing, Rashad. Good morning. How are you? Come on in. I wanted to share that with you all this morning. First of all, is that one, it's not impossible to get promoted multiple times in a year. I've been able to prove that. I did that this year. Got promoted in March to a principal. Now I got the VP title that I was looking for. And ultimately, that came with a whole bunch of hard work. And I'm going to tell you like this, guys. If you're looking to make the big money, you're going to have to put in a whole bunch of work. And we'll talk about that today. And that's a conversation that I want to have with you guys this morning. That many people think that you can earn, hundreds of thousands of dollars, $500,000, $1,000,000, without you having to put in the work. Ultimately, you have to put in the work. And I appreciate that, Rashard. I appreciate that, sir. So let's talk about it. Let's talk about that this morning. Guys, I was recently promoted for the second time this year. And many people were probably asking me, how did that happen, Antoine? Well, it's because I sought it. How did it happen, Antoine? It's because I sought it. Let me give you a secret, guys. The secret to getting promoted is literally asking for it and delivering on the expectations that's in front of you. That's the secret to getting promoted, okay? If you deliver on the expectations that you have in front of you or overachieve on those expectations, you are able to ask for a promotion. And with me having a record year that I'm having right now, especially in a sales role, I was able to ask for a promotion. I think many of you who are part of the Patreon knew that I was in Aruba a couple months ago, right? And at that meeting, I got a chance to rub shoulders with, the C-suite EVPs and so forth. And one of the things I continue to ask for is, how can I continue to be challenged? How can I continue to be challenged? How can I continue to be challenged? And I want you guys to ask yourself that as well. How can you continue to challenge yourself? How can you continue to challenge yourself? Because if you're looking to make the whole bunch of money, you got to continue to challenge yourself. And failure is just another obstacle for you to get promoted. I'm going to tell you like that, because it's a way for you to learn and for a way for you to climb that ladder. Achieving failure is just part of the process, guys. And a lot of people are scared of that, though. A lot of people are scared to fail. So what happens? They never ask for the promotion. They never ask for, the next level. They never ask for it. And I'm going to tell you like this, the soft secret is to deliver on the expectations and then ask for a promotion. If you are crushing the role that you're currently in, guys, it is easy to ask for a promotion if you are crushing the goal or the role that you're in. If you're exceeding expectations, it's the perfect time to ask for a promotion. And that's what I did. That's basically what I did. Okay. So I got promoted. Again, I was able to ask for more, which I always talk about on this channel. Ask for more. When you ask for more, you ask the right people who can actually help you get there. It wasn't my boss. It wasn't, her boss. Well, it was her boss. That's who it was. It was actually her boss that I asked, and was able to rub shoulders with him. And I just said, hey, you know what? I could be taking on a little bit more work. I could be taking on a little bit more in the company. I want to play a bigger role in this company. And there you go. I was able to achieve the promotion that I wanted. paying me a lot more money. I'm gonna tell you like this, guys, paying me a lot more money. So I wanted to start off with that because I think that's something that I want to give you guys a nugget from this morning's short show, that in order for you to get promoted, to get to that next level, you have to continuously ask for more. But most importantly, you got to exceed or achieve expectations. The other piece of it that I want to share with you guys is this. When you get to a certain position in your career, especially as you are considered to be an executive, you have to watch everything that you do. What do I mean by that? Well, let's talk about Kanye West, right? Kanye West goes on a whole bunch of, rants, a whole bunch of crazy talk that no matter what percentage is considered the truth, no matter what percentage is considered the truth, those words have actions and repercussions. Okay. The words that come out of your mouth have actions, and a lot of it is going to have repercussions. You find out that Adidas decided to drop Kanye West, which was where the majority of his wealth sat. Okay. Let's flip that to the role of an executive at a public company that's a corporate level. When you are an executive, they comb your background. They climb and get people to look and try to analyze what is it that you're doing outside of work. Who is it that you're dealing with? Who is it that's your wife? Do you have a stable home? Are you a stable person? I had that conversation with my HR before I got promoted on yesterday. They wanted to know, Antoine, what is it that you're doing with Black Heights? They wanted to know, Antoine, what is it that you're doing with other stuff, your real estate business? How do we know? Why do we hear about this stuff? Are you selling your services, right? Are you selling your services as a VP? You can sell your services all you want as a individual contributor or somebody else in a lower level in this organization. But as you become an executive, we can't have somebody coming to us and saying, hey, you got an executive that's doing something else on the side. So you're going to have to figure something out, Mr. Wade, with that option. And I'm going to tell you like this. Same thing with Kanye West. Companies look at who's a representation and who's going to be a representation for their brand. And if you are a person that have terrible content out there, you represent the brand in a terrible way, don't expect for your ass to get promoted. Don't expect for you to get to the bag. I'm going to tell you like this. If you want to climb the ladder and you have a whole bunch of garbage out there on YouTube, red pill, stuff about women, stuff about men, you are going to be in a terrible situation because you won't get it, because they're going to find out. They're going to find out. And what are they going to do? They're going to have a conversation with you about it. And then what are they going to do? If it's nasty comment, you're not going to get the opportunity. You're going to get fired. That's what's going to happen. So going back to Ye's situation, where his money was tied at, he decided he wanted to open his mouth, be a bad representation of the brand of Adidas, be a bad representation of the brand of whoever else that was sponsoring him or he was working with. Yeah, he has the money, but ultimately it's fucking up his money. It's messing up his money. So is it worth it? Is it worth it for you all to really go out there on the YouTubes or whatever it is, the TikToks, and put a whole bunch of messaging out there, no matter how much it's true? And I'm not saying anything regarding, what Ye's message is. I'm not going to say it at all. But what I'm saying is, are you going to be the type of person that is going to have a whole bunch of information out there, speak freely, thinking that you have real free speech, and are you going to risk your career? Are you going to risk the opportunity? Don't do it. Don't do it. If you're looking to get to this money, don't do it, guys. Don't do it. Clean up your act. Clean up your act. Make sure the people that you surround yourself with are cleaned up as well, too, because many of us want to make a whole bunch of money. Many of us want to have, a job that pays us $1 million. But ultimately, many of us aren't going to get there. Why? Because we don't surround ourselves with the right people. We do things that are silly that's going to get us fired. We do things like get on YouTube and talk about stuff that makes no sense and is a detriment to our brand. Right? So I just want you guys to know that when you are climbing, they're going to be looking behind you and having somebody doing a whole bunch of digging to figure out what it is that you're doing to determine if you are a good representation of the company that you're going to be in that position for. And if they find out anything that's negative, you aren't going to get that opportunity, guys. You aren't going to get that opportunity at all. My apologies, guys. It's windy outside, but it's actually a beautiful day. You got a little bit of wind going on. We're here in Kingston, Texas right now, celebrating the birthday. And I have some wonderful people with me. Some wonderful people with me today. Okay. When you are a person that represents yourself very well, you're going to attract the people that represents themselves very well. And I decided to spend my birthday with some world-class people. Some world-class people, from the Rhymes family to Mr. Troy, the Course Careers, to the Stevens family, to the Barney family, to other folks that are going to be coming here to continue the celebration today. You have to surround yourself with some really good people that are on your path. And if you don't have that, you're not going to get to that level either, because one, you're not going to stay motivated. You're not going to have anybody to continue to push you. You're not going to have anybody who you're going to look at and say, you know what, I can do this too, and be reminded that you can get there. So again, guys, you want to get promoted. Number one, make sure you execute first and then ask for it. Number two, when you get to that executive level, they're going to be looking at the things that you do in your life. And unfortunately, many of us do some terrible things, and we say some terrible things, but yet we're expecting to get to the money. We're expected to get to the money. And for some of the things that we do say that may be true, we say them, and it may not be the right thing to say. And it may not be a good representation of your brand, no matter how truth it is or how true it is. It may not be a good representation of your brand. And what that's going to do is that's going to screw up your money, guys. That's going to screw up your money. So I wanted to talk about that. And I wanted to talk about the Ye situation, how I see it relating to such a thing. Is he's working for a corporate company or partnering with a corporate company, whether working, partnering, whatever it is, he still is a part of the Adidas brand. He spoke outside on the platforms where they said, you know what, I can't support this. And guess what? They no longer are partners. Okay. You do the same thing. You are a representation of a company that you're working for. You go outside and start speaking on a platform that they don't condone. What are they going to do? They're going to get rid of you. They're going to get rid of you, and you're going to mess up your money. And the last thing you want to do right now, guys, in this sort of economy that we're expected to be in, is mess up your money. Okay. The last thing you want to do is to mess up your money. There's a lot of signals right now that's going on within the economy that's going to, really, that's showing already that 2023 is supposed to be a pretty rough year. I think you guys have saw, a lot of the tech companies, especially because that's what we talk about on this channel. A lot of the tech companies had some pretty bad quarters, and that's just the start of it. It's just the start of it. So you guys have to think about what you want to do in your career, and you also have to think about who you're working for. And one of the things I would tell you is this: you want to position yourself to be in a role as fast as possible that's going to help the company generate revenue. If you are more in a cost center, in a cost department, you have a higher risk of being let go in an economic downturn. You have a higher risk of being let go in the economic downturn. So what do I mean by that? Low performing support folks, low performing customer success folks, right? Recruiting, HR, marketing, events planning, all of that stuff, which are call centers that's not helping to generate revenue, you're at a significant risk of being laid off in a time of an economic recession. So when I talk to you guys a lot of the times about sales and how many of you can find a good career in sales, but not only have a good career, but make a lot of money, there's a reason for it. Because people in sales, they make a lot of money, but they also can weather the economic downturn a lot of the times, because companies are going to be looking for people to continue to bring in revenue. No matter if companies are buying or not, they're going to have needs. And the people that you're going to want to have in front of your customers are the people that are going to try to sell them something, to try to bring in more money to the company that you're in. So salespeople have a high likely chance of staying on because the company needs to bring in more revenue. They need to bring in more revenue. And people who knock it out of the park, guys, people who knock it out of the park, they are the ones that's going to get promoted and promoted fast. Okay. So I want you guys to think about the whole tech sales things. And if you're going to consider to go into tech sales, there's none other than Course Careers. Check out Course Careers, link in the description of this video. For $500, less than a college tuition, you don't need to have a college degree. You can jump in to a world that's going to allow for you to elevate yourself significantly faster than if you're going into some IT support role. And I love IT support. I love all these roles because I'm a tech person. But if you are going into a sales role, you're going to have a high and a faster chance of getting promoted because at the end of the day, it's easy to measure your results. At the end of the day, it's easy to measure results. When you're able to bring in revenue for a company, it's easy to say, okay, well, he's performing. If you're in IT support, yes, you can close tickets. You can say that he's performing, but at the end of the day, is it generating top line dollars, bottom line dollars? Maybe not. Maybe not. Okay, so I want you guys to remember that too. And consider if you're looking to transition into tech sales, first of all, consider Course Careers. Consider Course Careers. Great partnership that I have with Troy from Course Careers, doing a fantastic job. He's gotten hundreds of people into tech sales. They've gone through his course. You guys have heard the story about Akira, Della, Jerron, all those folks who've gone through Course Careers. They have great things to say. And I stand by the brand. So consider a switch into tech sales if that's where you want to go in your career. It's a fantastic option for you guys. Absolutely a fantastic option for you guys. And it is a way for you to navigate your career if you want to accelerate climbing the ladder fast. Because once you have commercial experience and you can demonstrate success that's leading to top line dollars, they're going to be able to measure that and you're going to be able to get higher positions and you're going to be able to do that fast. Okay. So consider sales, guys. Course Careers is the place where you can actually start. If you want to do careerists, consider careerists. Whatever it is, figure out a way that you can get into the world if that's where you want to take your career, especially if you want to get to the big dollars. Okay. Another thing that I wanted to talk about too, guys, is this quiet quitting, man. The quiet quitters out there, the folks who are quiet quitting, you guys are in a tough position right now. I came across an article from Business Insider that talked about, workers are afraid of being laid off. With the economy looking like the way it is right now, coaches are afraid of being laid off, right? You got Coach Taylor Nicole in here right now, right? And she just said it. She took Course Careers and landed a job in 6 weeks. Took Course Career and landed a job in 6 weeks. Guys, I'm going to tell you like this. It's a fast track for you to make money. It's a fast track for you to get hired. It's a fast track for you to keep your job. Because at the end of the day, they can measure your results. Okay. But let's switch back again to the quiet quitting. Let's switch again to the quiet quitters, guys. The quiet quitters. They're afraid. I knew they were going to be afraid because people were catching on, right? People were catching on. And when these buzzwords come out, it's very easy to tell somebody's just doing the bare minimum. And when you are tightening, companies decide they wanted to tighten the belt or management decides that they need to, do something to show results at the company, they're going to start looking at people who are doing the basic minimum or the bare minimum. They're going to look at people who are doing the bare minimum. And what are we going to say to those people? We're going to say, you better step it up. And that's what quiet quitters are doing right now. They are putting in the extra work now. So quiet quitting is going to go away. They're putting in the extra work because they're afraid of layoffs. They are afraid of layoffs. That's happening right now. They are afraid of layoffs, guys. They're absolutely afraid of layoffs. So, I think quiet quitting is going to kind of go away right now because we see where the economy is going. Amazon just cut off an entire department in their radio department. They slashed an entire department this week, right? On their another division that they had. Basically, I believe it was one of the divisions that was very similar to like a Sirius XM or something like that, radio, podcast and stuff like that. They decided that they wanted to let those people go, and they let them go on yesterday. It was their radio division. 150 people gone. Why? Cost cuts. Why? Cost cuts. Okay. So we already started. We're seeing the waves. We're seeing the waves right now, guys. We're seeing the waves. And if you aren't working hard in your role, be prepared to be let go. That's what's happening right now. If you aren't working hard in your role, be prepared to be let go. So all you folks who were said, had that mental thought of, hey, I'm just going to cruise and coast, you ain't going to be coasting no more. You're going to be looking at everything that you do. You better start working on weekends. You better start working on weekends to figure out how you can put in the extra work to be noticed, right? Because if you're not noticed, you're going to be getting that slip, and that slip is not going to be pleasant. It's not going to be pleasant. And now you're going to have to make a career transition into a world where, it's very difficult to get jobs now. It's a lot more difficult to get jobs now. And companies, when they hire, they're going to be looking for people with a great skill set. That's why it may be a great transition point for you guys now to consider a transition in sales. And, that's why I'm bringing up course careers and so forth. Consider it, guys. Consider it. Quiet critters, guys, no longer are you going to be hearing about people who are just coasting, right? Yeah, you're going to have these people that still exist in a company and can play the politics and just say something and absolutely do absolutely nothing. Those people are going to exist. But I think management is going to be able to sniff those people out, because at the end of the day, they're not delivering results. And when you don't deliver results, it's going to be easy to justify getting rid of you. All right. I wanted to talk about something else too this morning that's going to be important, especially for many of you who are in tech and you want to continue to work from home, and you want to do it forever. Right? Many people, when they get into tech, they have had over the last 2 years, they've been working remote. But now you're starting to see a lot more companies now, especially now that companies are starting to shrink and cut costs and so forth. They're using these tactics to bring more people back into the office as well, too, to see how they can measure performance by having people come to the office. And if you're a type of person who have gotten very used to working from home, one of the ways that you can ask your manager if you can work from home permanently is what I'm going to be talking about now. Okay. But before you ask, I'm going to tell you like this. If you are not delivering or exceeding expectations, don't ask. It's almost the same as asking for a promotion, right? If you are a type of person who is a high performer and you are exceeding expectations and don't need to be managed, that's how you can ask to work from home forever. Work from home forever. Just say, hey, you know what, John, obviously I understand that they're asking for many of us to come back to the office 3 or 4 days a week. I can tell you this. When I was in the office, my performance was very high. When I was out of the office, my performance was very high. I personally don't see any need to attend the office. And I'm going to ask if that's something that you and I can work with, me not coming to the office. And I can guarantee you this, if you are a high performer, they're going to be like, hell yeah. They're going to be like, hell yeah. Stay at home. Stay at home. I don't care what the company's policies are. They're going to be like, stay at home. Right? That's how you can ask for a promotion, by exceeding expectations, delivering results, showing your worth. And if you are a type of person that does that, it makes the job, your manager's life easy. Of course, it's going to allow for you to work from home forever, especially if you're working for them. Right? So empower yourself, to ask those questions if you want to work from home. But the only way you're going to be able to do such a thing is you have to deliver results. You have to exceed or achieve expectations. And if you're able to do that and demonstrate that, you can ask your manager to stay at home forever. No different than you can ask your manager for extra pay. No different than you can ask your manager for a promotion. Right? Same thing. make sure you're delivering on your results. That's important. That's the number one thing. Deliver on your results, exceed expectations, go above and beyond. And you're going to see that it's going to allow for you to have a lot of rewards and a lot more opportunities than other people will. Okay. Now I want to switch it over to the chats real quick because I wanted to just have a short show this morning. A lot going on in the Wade household, a lot going on in the Wade household. And I want you guys to do something for me as well. If you have any questions that you want me to address this morning, since it is going to be such a short show, leave it in the chat. I'm going to do my best today to answer questions. Okay, I have, some family here today and some friends that are absolutely wonderful, and I want to make sure I spend some time with them. I'm actually going to go for a walk after this, but I want to make sure that I'm able to address some of the questions that you guys have as well, whether it's about sales or whether it's about course careers, whether it's about Black Heights and coaching, or whatever it is. Ask the questions. Leave me a comment or a question in the chat, and I'm gonna try to get to it. I want to start off first by saying thank you, Richard, for the super chat. I really appreciate you, brother. And I'm looking forward to catching up with you on next week. It's been a busy week for me because of the birthday, of course, the promotion that got announced on yesterday. That's inside the company, and a lot of work that's on my plate right now. And I have to figure out a way how I can manage it all with the new schedule that I'm going to have and the new direct reports I'm going to have and so forth. But, I'll get that figured out. And last week, as you guys may have saw, especially if you try to book a coaching session through Black Heights, my calendar is pretty blocked until I think sometime either the week after next or something along those lines. But we'll get you on the calendar. If you guys need a coaching session, look at the calendar, go to the Black Heights website, and you can book your coaching session, and you will get coached and mentorship. I appreciate you, though, for the $9.99 super chat, Richard. Mr. Aston, I appreciate you for the $10 super chat, sir. Happy birthday, Coach. Keep up the great work. Thank you. Thank you. I feel great at the young age of 39. I haven't turned to 40 yet, man. I haven't turned to 40 yet, but I feel great. And I get to share this life and this greatness of being blessed by some great people. And that's what we're doing this weekend. And I'm going to tell you like this. I'm excited for what's yet to come and what I'm able to share with you all in this journey. Another thing that I want to share with you guys is this too, guys. It's going to be important for you guys to follow the people that are actually doing stuff. You got so many people out here on YouTube, that claims that they're doing so many good things. And that's all they're doing is talking. That's all they're doing is talking, guys. They're talking. But ultimately, they're not delivering on results. And you can't see it. When we talk about ladder climbing over here, one of the things that I do very often is talk about how I'm ladder climbing. And one of the things that I'm demonstrating is ladder climbing, right? So I live this life. I breathe this life. I work with people to help them ladder climb as well, too. Surround yourself with people that are actually doing it versus the people that are actually talking about it. A lot of people just talk and they talk and they talk. They have a good talk game. And they'll tell you that you should be married and they've never been married yet. Or they tell you that you shouldn't be married and they've never been married before. And their families never been married before. But yet you guys that go out there and listen to these people. Don't listen to people that don't know what they're talking about. Don't listen to people that just have a good talk game and yet don't have the experience to talk or to represent or the experience to demonstrate what they're talking about. You don't have experience. They don't have experience. Why are you listening to them? I have experience of getting promoted. I have experience of navigating the corporate world. I have experience of being an entrepreneur. What do you think you guys get so much value from out of this channel? And I'm going to come as real as I need to every single time. And yeah, it may not be the best way of coming forth and giving you guys the information, but if you sit there and you listen, you'll be able to get a lot of nuggets from the words that are coming out of my mouth because I'm living this life. Okay, I'm living this life. All right, so just be careful who you guys listen to. I'm gonna tell you like this. I had a conversation with my guys last night with my brain trust. That was a conversation that we had. People talk, and they can blow up a YouTube channel and make a whole bunch of money and have a whole following. But ultimately, if they don't have the results, you know what? Should you be listening? Should you be listening? Okay. Mr. Nix, I appreciate it. I appreciate the $5 super chat. He says, happy birthday, Coach. Thank you so much. I appreciate you, sir. me get to the other super chats, and I'll be able to go and get to the questions as well too. Let's see who's in here. IT Wizard, I appreciate you, man. Congratulations on the promotion. I appreciate you, sir. Thank you so much, IT Wizard. Thank you so much for the 1999 super chat. And Ben E's in the house. He's going to be coming to visit us today as well too. Ben E says, happy birthday, Antoine. I appreciate you, Ben. I'll see you soon later on today, and I appreciate the 1999 super chat, brother. I very much appreciate it, sir. But let's get on here. I want to get to some of your questions, guys. So I'm going to go through the chat really quick, and I'm going to answer as many questions as possible. Okay. Juan Nightstand is in the house. I appreciate you, sir. NAPZ say, what's the first step to get into IT recruiting business? Well, if you want to get into IT recruiting business, I'm going to tell you like right now, NAPZ, you don't want to do that right now. I'm going to tell you quite honest with you right now. The IT recruiting business is probably not the place that you want to be. And the reason why I'm going to say that is because of the fact that there's such a shrink. There's going to be a huge shrink into, recruiting right now. And I'm going to tell you like this, from the contract recruiters or from, people who have full-time jobs, if companies are not hiring people and they're freezing hiring, you're not going to have much work to do. So I'm not going to condone you going into IT recruiting at this point in time. Yes, when the market turns around, have a shot at it, go for it, whatever it is. But just understand that you get into the IT recruiting world, which is a fantastic role to be in. However, there's a lot of risk in it. So the first step to get into IT recruiting at this point in time, in my opinion, is this, right? You're going to want to see if you can work for some sort of HR company or a staffing company, right? And come in as a staff advisor or something along those lines, and come in at entry level, understand how it is that they go about, recruiting people and recruiting talent, and go from there. Majority of people who get into IT recruiting, they have a 4-year degree. Do they need a 4-year degree? I don't think so. You have to be really good at people with people though. Okay. But I'm going to tell you this one, or NAPZ, sorry about that. It's not the place that you want to be at this point in time. It's not the place that you want to be at this point in time. Many people in the recruiting space, even though they're top performers, their companies are starting to reduce the size of the overall staff. And the reason is because of companies are tightening their belts. Okay. So I just talked about that. So there's a question, I believe, from Coach Taylor. She says, yep, just accepted a fintech sales position with a crazy growth potential for the exact reasons you're stating. Absolutely. Hey, guys, I'm going to tell you like this. Company's going to want to grow. How do you grow? You got to sell, right? And if you can sell, you're going to make money. And if you can sell, you're going to stay at a company, even when they're in the economic down, even in the countries or the world's in the economic recession, okay? Jermaine Ball says, happy birthday. I appreciate that, sir. I broke into tech sales in 36 days. Jeremiah, look at that, guys. Look at that. Jeremiah Ball says, and I appreciate the happy birthday, Jeremiah. I broke into tech sales in 36 days. That's 1 month, guys. 1 freaking month. Broke into tech sales in 1 freaking month. Get to the money, guys. Get to the money. Get to the money, Ms. Wade. Just put the code up on the chat, guys. So consider course careers. Consider course careers, right? Let's look at this one. What's the certification and salary? Ouch. What certification, Greg, your mama? I don't know what that certification you're talking about. What is the salary and certification coach career? Or for course careers? The salaries for course careers to anybody coming out into entry-level tech sales is going to be a minimum of $55,000 a year. A minimum of $55,000 a year. And then with OTEs, you can get up to 85, 90, depends on what company that you're at. Because some people can make 75, but it's a good salary. It's a good salary, Greg, your mama. Let's get here. I want to get to some other ones. Good morning, team. V. Scott. Very few industries are recession-proof this time around. I agree, especially tech right now is looking pretty shaky in some areas. What's the salary and certification? All right, we already got there. My birthday was a week ago. Happy birthday, Rashard. Happy birthday, Rashard. I'm glad. Hopefully you had a fantastic birthday like I was able to celebrate last night with some wonderful people, some loved ones. I'm going to tell you like this. My crew is a great group of individuals. Absolutely lovely individuals, guys. Last night's dinner was absolutely remarkable. Great food, great conversations, people that are ladder climbing, people are wanting to get into tech sales, who are doing some wonderful things, people are getting into cybersecurity, working for top companies. Remarkable group of individuals. And I can tell you like this, guys, I learned so much from just being around such positive individuals who are going places. And I'm gonna tell you like this: if you want to go someplace in your life, you better surround yourself with some really good people. And if you don't know what that looks like, build it yourself. Build it yourself. We have all the tools in front of us to be able to build the communities that we want. We will have all the tools in front of us to be able to create an environment that we want to surround ourselves with. And that's positivity, that's love, that's friendship, that's admiration. All of that stuff exists if you can build it yourself. And if you can't find it, join our Patreon. You can't find it, join our Patreon. You want to be a part of a group of smart individuals, Mr. Nix and Ben and Damien and Brandy and Mr. Jonathan and Mr. Ken. Join the Patreon. Join the Patreon. Especially if you're in Texas. Darius says, are you familiar with Seth Jarrett? He has a course career, similar. He has a career course similar to Course Careers, but for those who want to work as a digital marketer. No, I'm not familiar with him. Darius, if you want to get into digital marketing space, and he's delivering great results, very similar to what Course Careers is doing, check it out. Absolutely, check out the reviews. Make sure that people are getting those roles. Check it out, Darius. Absolutely, check it out. Especially if you get into the money, man. Go and do it, my man. Go ahead and do it. Mr. George Chambers, I appreciate you for the $4.99 super chat. Happy birthday, Mr. Wade. You are a value as always. Thank you so much. So I really appreciate that. Thank you so much for the $4.99 super chat. Mr. Marcus says, let's get it. We get into that money. We get into that money. Miss Brandy Stevens is in the house. Check this out, guys. Miss Brandy Stevens is in the house right now. And she says, being a recruiter is not ideal right now. You're absolutely right, Brandy, because companies are tightening their belt, especially in the tech world. Where companies are softening their hiring, and they have already met their career their hiring goals for the moment, and they're putting things on pause to 2023 until the economy understands exactly where the people understand where we're going to be going in this economy. The data right now it's looking ugly, right? So companies are like, you know what, we had 31 people out there. Let's put those 31 hires on hold. What does that do for recruiters if they have to go out there and they can't recruit those 31 people? What does that do for them? And that's it's a tough situation, and it's a great field to be in, a great role because you can make a lot of money. I think one thing for recruiters, the folks who are in that role, one of the things that I love about recruiters is the fact that they're selling already. So my advice for many of the folks who are in the recruiting who may be impacted for in roles like this because companies are starting to tighten the belt is look at other ways that you can sell. You're selling humans right now. You can sell other things as well too. And the people who recruit, they're really good with people. They have to sell people on the company. They have to sell people on the values of the company. They have to sell people on salaries and so forth. It's a salesman's job. Get to that money. Another way to get to the money is to jump into a sales role or jumping into another customer-facing role. It's going to lead to generating revenue at the company that you're working for. Okay. And absolutely, Jason, congratulations, Jeremiah, for getting into tech sales in 36 days, man. You absolutely crushed it. I think you may be a record breaker on that one, sir. We're going to need you on the show and come talk about that too. Evan Paul said, what career would you recommend for a recent business admin grad where you can grow in tech, coach? A recent business admin career or a recent business admin grad. That's a broad question. There's so many areas right now, Erwin, that you can get in as a recent grad to be able to, make a good living for yourself. But as I always talk about in this channel, one of the fastest ways for you to grow in your career is to have a background in sales. If you have a background in sales, Erwin, it is going to help you significantly in your career, whether you like it or not. It's just going to help you. Right. And it's going to help you by giving you the ability to improve your communication skills, relate to people, make money, right? Measure your results and all that. And when you are a high performer in some sort of sales role, you're going to get a lot more opportunities. People are going to look at you. They're going to be like, oh man, he's doing that here. He can do that somewhere else. He can do that in another position. Maybe he can lead an entire team doing such a thing. So a business admin grad, consider sales. Consider sales, Aaron Paul. I would consider sales, man. I would tell you that. That's good. I wish I would have known that earlier. I wish I would have known that earlier. Maybe I would have been retired already, Aaron. So consider sales, my man. Brandy, I appreciate the 1999 super chat. Thank you so much for the 20 spot, Miss Brandy Stevens, and I appreciate you. Looking forward to celebrating again today. Thank you so much for you and your beautiful family coming down to spend some time with me. We're gonna celebrate today. We're gonna celebrate, but also what we're gonna do is we're gonna game plan on helping you to elevate and continue to elevate as well too. That's what we talk about here. And we're going to be talking about that this weekend as well. So I appreciate you, Ms. Stevens. Thank you so much for being here. Jason says, greetings, all. Still not getting any notifications. I don't know what's going on, Jason, but I appreciate the message that you left me too, Jason, for giving me a update on what's going on there. And I'm going to try to respond back to your message on Sunday, on tomorrow, when I get out of this this location that I'm in right now. Gene, based on the conversations, sales tech will likely be impacted as well. I say this, people who are performing very low in sales tech is going to be impacted, but people who are performing very high, no, it's not, Gene. It's not at all. Because here's the thing, companies are still going to want to make money, and you need people in sales. They're still going to need to make money, right? The companies or the positions that are being eliminated are the positions where they aren't being, they aren't generating any revenue. The positions that are being eliminated, just like this Amazon layoff most recently, it was for Amp Live Radio, which wasn't making any money. Now, the salespeople for that industry probably just went on to another division to sell something else, especially the high performers. If you're a high performing salesperson, you can perform something or perform somewhere else in another division inside the company. They're probably going to keep you because all you got to do is learn a different technology easily. But if you have the people skills, they're going to be able to keep you there at that company. They're going to want to keep you there at that company because you can grow the overall revenue, especially if you're managing accounts as well too. So based on this conversation, Gene, I don't see salespeople being as impacted as other roles when this economic recession happened. Okay. Adarius says, more life, more blessings. Happy birthday, my guy. I appreciate you, man. Air fried info. Any solutions for landing a help desk position for a recent CompTIA A+ earner? Yes, I'm gonna tell you like this, Air fried. Check out Course Careers as well too. Course Careers just delivered a IT course to help you get into entry level support roles, and it's completed by, or it was done by Josh Madakar. Josh Madakar is a YouTube content creator as well as a individual who worked for Microsoft, and he's had an illustrious career. Go and check out his channel. He's doing some fantastic things. He can help you get into, or his course can help you get into tech sales. Another person's course that can help you get in, or not tech sales, I'm sorry, into IT support is our brother Kev IT support. He comes in this channel very often. And I'm going to tell you like this, he's a very brilliant individual. I have some plans for Kev Tech IT support with the Level company. And I haven't talked to him about it yet, but I talked to him at a high level. He's been in the IT help desk world for a very long time, and he's gotten people jobs without even having to take a course, right? So I would say this, look at Course Careers for their IT support desk course. Also check out Mr. Kev Tech IT support. Go to his channel. He has so much content that's out there. Join his Discord. Join his Patreon. I think he even Kev IT support even has a Udemy course that's out there as well. Go purchase his course, right? You can get into the IT support desk role with any of these individuals that I just shared with you. All great people in my circle that I'm going to tell you like this. They do very, very well by helping people get into this space. Okay. So you want to get in there, sir, you aired fine info. If you want to get into a help desk position, check out Course Careers. Also check out brother Kev Tech IT support. Go to his channel. A fantastic brother of ours. Just had dinner with him a month about a month ago at a place in Austin. He was down here, and we just chopped it up. And I'm gonna tell you like this: I've met him in New York as well too. Just a fantastic brother. Just a fantastic brother. Josh Course is on Course Careers. Check him out. His YouTube channel, absolutely phenomenal as well. Good gentleman. And they are going to teach you everything that you need to know in order for you to get a job into the help desk role. Okay. And if you go the Course Careers route, don't forget to use the Antoine 50. You'll get a discount on your purchase. Okay. Who else is in the house? We got Gene Bernard. Remy, how much of an impact will this reflect this sales text role? I think I hit on that already, Gene. Darius Osborne says, absolutely amazing. You pronounced my name correctly. That's a pretty awesome name, Darius. I like that. I like the name for sure. It's unique, and I haven't seen it often, but when I see it, it's pretty clear to pronounce. And I'm terrible at pronouncing names. I can tell you that right now. Our brother, Big PBO's in the house, another brother of ours who's in the cybersecurity space, who's helping individuals level up into cybersecurity as well as into the cloud. He's making a big transition right now into the cloud space, guys. Absolutely crushing it. Another gentleman who you guys should absolutely follow. Go and check out his channel. He's a big brother of mine out of Indianapolis. I'm going to tell you like this, man. He works hard. He works hard, and he's a guy with values. He's a guy with values, and he always is there to help individuals get to the next position. He's even not just a content creator, but he's also, an advisor to companies out there, professionals, CISOs, all that stuff. And not only that, he's also an instructor as well, too. So he teaches courses at the college level. Go and check out PBO's channel, a fantastic brother of ours who's always giving people the game and also giving back to the community. And these are the people that I support. If PBO was in Texas, he'll be around my damn table as well, too. Because here's the thing. I like to be around smart, intelligent individuals who are getting it done and like to have a good ass time. And that's how I'm celebrating this weekend. Tyler Brown, I appreciate it, sir. Thank you so much for the birthday. Appreciate you, sir. Hopefully you're doing very well, too, Mr. Brown. And hopefully you're getting ready to, or you're crushing your sales targets as well, too, Mr. Brown. Kev IT Support is in the house. I was just talking about you, brother. I hope you had have a good weekend. Happy birthday. Thank you, sir. Thank you so much for the $20 super chat. I'm going to use this to buy myself a nice bottle of gin and a couple of cigars. I appreciate you, brother Kev, Tech IT Support. Guys, go and check him out. Check out his channel as well. Another fantastic individual, good brother of ours. If he was in Texas, I'll tell you one thing, he'd be with me as well, too, man. Another great individual that represents himself well, represents the community well, and helps people get into tech. And, Kev IT Support does it at no cost, right? He has so many videos out there that's going to help you get into IT support in a help desk position without you having to pay a dime, right? So go and check out Brother Kev Tech IT Support. Check out his YouTube channel. Join his Patreon. Join his Discord. I'm going to tell you, like, this Discord's out there popping. They got resumes out there. They have all sorts of things that you can literally just enter your information and start seeking roles and help desk support. Watch some of his videos. He has every single day, he has a post on LinkedIn with somebody saying, hey, you know what? I was able to get into a help desk role from watching you, Kevin. And I did it in, 4 months, 2 months, 3 months, and so forth. Check him out, guys. Check him out. Austin's in the house. He says, in your opinion, does it matter what college you go to? For example, community college versus university, what major you study? I think it does. It does, right? I'm not going to tell you it doesn't, Austin. The university that you go to, it depends on what company that you're working for, but a lot of people a lot of companies recruit from specific universities. And, I'm not going to tell you that it doesn't matter. It's kind of like saying, okay, well, does it matter what kind of clothes you wear? In the grand scheme of things, it really doesn't. But overall, if you want to go to one of those companies like my brother, Mr. Barney, works for, Harvard's and so forth, Microsoft and Google's and all those kind of things, they look at people's school. So I would be lying to you if I told you that it didn't matter. However, I say this, if you're going to get a college education, pick what's economical for you. Pick what's the most value for you. Pick where people are getting, recruited from, and see what their hire rate is out of college and so forth. But what I would say from a study perspective, Austin, you're going to want to pick a field that's going to allow for you to make money. Ultimately, we go to college to make money, right? I don't care who you are. You go to college and make money. So choose a career or a major that's going to allow for you to make money. And I'm gonna tell you like this: it should be only related to science, technology, engineering, math. My favorite major, which I have my niece in right now, and I've influenced a lot of people to go down this route, is management information systems, MIS, or another name for it is information technology management, a combination of business as well as technology. And I think it's one of the best degrees out there. And not only that, it's a degree that when most people graduate, they make over $50,000 a year. And you can go on the tech side or the business side, right? So consider that one to be a good one as well. My brother Ken Barney's in the house, who was with us this weekend as well. Shout out to the birthday boy. I appreciate you, sir. I appreciate you, Mr. Barney. Another great, fine young gentleman. Him and his beautiful wife, Amber, are spending the weekend with us. I'm going to tell you like this, man, just a beautiful couple. And, I'm surrounded, this weekend with greatness. Some fantastic people that continues to help me and push me along, and we push each other along. And, I wouldn't be in this position right here if I didn't, build the community that I wanted to, be a part of, and be around the people who mean the most to me. So appreciate you, Mr. Ken Barney. Thank you so much for sharing the weekend with me as well, too. No Limit number 3 says, love the channel. I appreciate you, man. And I appreciate the happy birthday. There is, I'm in Houston, by the way. Do you have a favorite alcoholic drink or cigars? I like to drink a lot of wine. I think a lot of us right now are probably not feeling the best from all the wine that we drank last night. But I'm a wine guy, okay? And if I'm going to do alcohol, I like gins, but I also like scotch. And one of my favorite scotch is going to be the Balvenie Double Wood or the Balvenie Caribbean Cast. I don't drink as much hard alcohol anymore. It's just as I gotten older, I don't tolerate it very well, but I do love wine. And Texas has some of the best wines in the world. And I live in Hill Country, which has a number of vineyards. And I'm a member to 3 of them. And yesterday I spent a good portion of my birthday, the early morning of it, at a vineyard, which is around the corner where we are right here in Kingston, Texas. So I'm a wine drinker. I'm a wine drinker, red wine drinker. I like white wines as well too, typically in the afternoons. But I spend a lot of my time drinking wine. As far as the cigars goes, my favorite cigars, and I just introduced Mr. Barney to the cigar last night, is the Tobacco Specials. One of my favorites by Drew Estate. Go and check it out. It's spelled Tabak, and they are a infused cigar with vanilla and coffee. And I'm going to tell you like this, from the flavor to the smell, it's going to be one of those cigars that you're absolutely going to enjoy, especially if you're new to cigar smoking. Okay. So check it out. Let's see. No Limit says, what do you think about getting a CCNA and later going to cloud? I think that's a fantastic route, No Limit 3. I think that's a fantastic route as well. A lot of people, that's what they end up doing, right? They go in the cloud. They have to understand the whole networking and so forth. So I think that's a fantastic route that you can actually go, guys. No Limit 3. I think it's critical for your success with you developing strong verbal and written communication skills. Absolutely right. You're absolutely right. Written and communication skills are very important. And Corey says, happy birthday and many blessings. I appreciate you, Corey. Thank you so much for joining us this morning. I see it's 49 strong, man. I was only going to go for 30 minutes today. I'm already at 53. It shows how much I be talking, man. All the talking I'm doing this morning. But I appreciate each and every one of you guys for joining me this morning. I'm going to tell you like this. My coffee is getting cold. I'm over here kind of shivering because the wind is blowing, and you guys see my camera probably going back and forth. We've got quite a bit of wind. But, I want for you guys to have a fantastic day. Thank you so much for your support. Thank you so much for all the love that you guys continue to give me. And I appreciate you, each and every one of you guys. And I'm going to tell you like this. On a Saturday morning, you can spend your time with anybody else you guys choose to spend your time with. And, one of the things that I know about my following here is that they choose to spend their time on this Saturday morning to be uplifted, to see success stories, and to, have that positive energy and those positive vibes so that you can go throughout your day, slaying dragons or whatever it is that you're going to do, motivated, like leave here with something that you can actually use and so forth. So I appreciate each and every one of you guys. And you guys have a good rest of your week with your families and so forth. And that's what I'm going to do this week. And the rest of the day, I'm going to be spending some quality time with my family and my friends. So, guys, until next time, peace.